Hi, my name is Joe Ty, and I'm a clarinetist, and I'm looking to add a mouthpiece to my collection that is more oriented toward classical music. This is a comparison of Vandoren, Selmer, Deodario, and Clarke Fobes clarinet mouthpieces. The main purpose of this comparison is to select a more controlled but easier to play mouthpiece to use in both classical and jazz music styles. My current main mouthpiece is a Clarke Fobes San Francisco 4L. While I really like it for jazz, it's a bit too open and uncontrolled for me to use when playing classical music, and it shows excessive wear at the tip due to 10 years of hard use. Clarke Fobes San Francisco 4L. Selmer Echo. Vandoren 5RV Lyre, Profile 88. Deodario Evolution EV10. Vandoren B40 Lyre. Mouthpiece selection is a deeply personal experience and it depends on many varied factors. Here are some of the factors that influence mouthpiece selection. Dynamics, ease of playing soft or loud. Articulation, ease of tonguing or slurring. Is the mouthpiece controlled or flexible? In other words, can you adjust the tone, color, and intonation as you play? And is the mouthpiece resistant? Another factor influencing mouthpiece selection is the physical characteristics of the clarinetist. What is the degree of the dental overbite? Is the clarinetist wearing braces? What is the internal shape of the mouth? What is the embouchure type, single lip or double lip? What is the angle of the clarinet? And what is the lip stamina of the clarinetist? A third factor is the sound concept. There are different schools of clarinet sound. There's the French concept, which is the brightest. There's the American concept, which is in the middle, or the German concept, which is the darkest. There's the standard pitch. The American pitch is A440. The European standard is A442. And a concert band in a hot sun is A446. Another part of this sound concept is it present or is it a covered sound? Many classical players prefer a covered sound. Some soloists prefer a more present sound. Another factor is reed friendliness. Will the mouthpiece play a variety of reeds easily? Another factor is performance requirements. Are you doubling on sax or bass clarinet in addition to the B flat? Another key factor is budget. How much are you going to spend on the mouthpiece? My method of mouthpiece comparison is: number 1, play a basic arpeggio slurred and listen for evenness of tone. Number 2, tongue a scale from bottom to top to see how responsive the mouthpiece is to rapid articulation. Number 3, play a long note, soft to loud, and listen for dynamics. Number 4, record the comparison using the same LeBlanc L27 B-flat clarinet, microphones, sound levels, Vandoren V12 reed, and Vandoren optimum ligature. Each of the mouthpieces is mass-produced and readily available from online music retailers. All of them cost less than $200, except for the Clarke Fobes San Francisco 3L. I consider every one of these mouthpieces very good, depending on how you want to use them. And here are my impressions. The Clarke Fobes San Francisco 4L, the sound presence was very present. Bright versus dark sound, it plays bright. Evenness in tone, the tone is very even throughout. Controlled versus flexible, this mouthpiece is very flexible, but a little hard to control. Articulation, it's very easy to articulate. Dynamics, it has a very wide dynamic range. Resistance, it has a very little resistance. Budget, it's moderately expensive at more than $200. Overall, the Clarke Fobes San Francisco is a great mouthpiece for jazz, pop, and klezmer. Next up is the Selmer Focus. The sound presence is medium present. Bright versus dark sound, it's medium bright. Evenness in tone. The right hand lower register has a few notes that are uneven to my ear. Controlled versus flexible, it's medium controlled. Articulation, I had to work a little at articulation on this mouthpiece. Dynamics, it can play very softly. This mouthpiece is good at lower dynamic levels. Resistance, it's medium resistant. Budget, it's less than $200. Overall, it would be a good classical mouthpiece for small ensembles. Next up is the Vandoren 5RV Lyre Profile 88. Sound presence, it has a very covered sound. Bright versus dark sound, it's dark. Evenness in tone, it's even. Controlled versus flexible, this is a very controlled mouthpiece. Articulation, I had to work a little hard at articulation on the 5RV. Dynamics, it's good at medium to low dynamic levels. Resistance, this is a resistant mouthpiece. Budget, it's less than $200. Overall, this is a good classical mouthpiece for emerging players. Next up is the Deodario Reserve Evolution EV10. The sound presence, this is a present mouthpiece. Bright versus dark sound, This is bright. Evenness in tone. It's mostly even. Controlled versus flexible. This mouthpiece is flexible. Articulation. This has good articulation. Dynamics. Has a very good dynamic range. Resistance. It's less resistant. Budget. It's less than $200. Overall, this is a very good budget-friendly jazz and classical clarinet mouthpiece. Next up is the Vandoren B40 Lyre Profile 88. Sound presence. It has a covered sound. Bright versus dark. It's a dark sound. Evenness in tone. It's mostly even. Controlled versus flexible. This has a controlled sound. Articulation. Very good articulation. Dynamics. Very good dynamic range. Resistance. Moderately resistant. Budget. It's less than $200. Overall, this is a very good budget-friendly classical mouthpiece. All of these mouthpieces are readily available from Sweetwater or Musician's Friend as of June 2024. I was not compensated in any way for this comparison. All of the recorded sounds and opinions expressed are my own.